Holy shit.
Look at that background.
If it ain't the Silver Fox himself.
I love your podcasting studio.
Wow. You really set it up. Is that how you normally live, dude?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, there's that
smile. Problem with that?
Not at all. I'm just jealous. Shit. All I got is this Air Force stuff going on here.
I don't have as many hats as you do, though.
Nobody does.
No, you don't. No. It's a sickness. I mean, it goes the whole entirety of the wall. It's not even funny. Nice. It's fucking ridiculous.
As you can see, I'm getting ready for Gasparilla season.
Is it coming up? Isn't it?
January.
Got to be canceled. Are they gonna do it?
No. Well, let me put it this way: the Super Bowl is a week after Gasparilla. So if they don't cancel the Super Bowl, they won't cancel Gasparilla.
They won't cancel Gasparilla.
They want 100% capacity at Raymond James for the Super Bowl.
Of course.
That's the goal.
And here, I'll tell you this. This is my thoughts, and we'll see if it comes true or not. But the day after the election is over and Trump wins in a landslide.
Here we go with your fucking politics again.
Well,
Don't start that shit. This ain't that show.
Yeah. The whole coronavirus thing will be gone. You watch.
I hope. Shit, because it's affecting some lives. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I hope so too. And selfishly, I hope that's true. But I don't think the rest of the planet cares that much about American politics to go along with this big conspiracy theory everybody else seems to think we invented. Yeah.
Well,
I know.
I think it'll change in the U.S. and then it's going to take a little while longer for the rest of the.
Yeah, you got fucking North Korea crying and shit. That's crazy.
Dude, you guys want to talk about some coronavirus stuff? Anyone been to California recently? I was there last week.
Who does that? Why would you go to California? It's like another planet.
Yeah, not for fun. It is like a third world country. I was there 6 months ago, and I was back last week, and it's night and day. I mean,
really
what
city?
Bad. Sacramento.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want the rest of the country to be that way, vote Democrat.
Jesus Christ, you're not getting off this. Well, first and foremost, let's introduce who we have here. So we got a Brack OG, original gangster. We got to start calling you OPs, original pirates. Tom Cooper here. He's one of the guys that came down that we call him the Silver Fox for a reason. He's one of the main dudes, the firsts that came down with the Brack to the unit, the pirate unit that we all have sworn our oaths to. And great dude. I don't know. As far as I know, I don't think you've done anything to smite me, so we're good. If anything, you know what I do remember?
By the end of the podcast.
Yeah, by the end. What I do remember is that you welcomed me, a guy that didn't know anything about Michigan or Detroit. You welcomed me into your home for parties, and we had a great time. And for that, I do appreciate. I don't know if I was ever able to tell you that, but now I'm telling you face to face. Via Zoom. So I appreciate. Well, and it kind of goes back. It's the stuff like that, and I know I'm going off on a tangent, Tyler, and you hate it, but it's the stuff like that we tried to do when you guys left in the squadron, and like carry on torches like that. Take guys under your wing, make them feel, you bust your chops, of course. I mean, you guys bust my chops, but you make them feel like they're part of something. So for that, I appreciate it. But Tom Cooper, ladies and gentlemen, we also have our resident clown court gesture.
I'll take it.
An all-around nice guy. I don't know. We got to come up with a nickname for you. What's your handle on like PlayStation 4?
Would you like to know? Would you like to know?
What's your gaming handle, Russ?
What's your handle?
Right now, it's Barely Working Pilot.
So Russ Healy, aka the Barely Working Pilot, is also with us. We're gonna get that name out of you before long, I swear.
Yeah. I'm not embarrassed, kind of, just a little.
And,
so you're gonna tell us?
And you know what? If he doesn't have a call sign, we can always find one for him.
Oh, I'm sure Tyler's got one for me already.
There's a few.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
BA, were you in Guam when we assigned call signs to everybody?
As a matter of fact, I was.
Yeah.
Loved it.
So it's never too late to have a call sign party.
This is very true. I don't know why we don't have more of them. It's stuff like that we try to continue.
Well, the last one that the 63rd had was at the Death Star. Probably 2014, maybe.
13, 14. Yeah. No. Early 12.
It was
or 13,
14 because the Death Star was done just when I joined the unit. Like they're like, oh,
Wow.
just missed the Death Star. It's done.
Because I moved out of the Death Star in July of 2014.
Yeah. When I moved to the unit, Tyler, I was borrowing your car and you had just moved into your spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the Death Star.
Mhm.
Well,
Remember
you know,
it well.
Back in the day, and this goes back a ways, but when I got to a fighter unit, we had a call sign party, like, you know, at least once a year, if not every 6 months, as guys would rotate in.
Of course.
And then when I got to this unit, I think it was 2 or 3 years, and they hadn't had one, and I was the one that brought it up. I'm like, well, do you guys want call signs or not? Let's do a party and assign call signs.
Yeah, man. I do something that has some sort of tradition involved.
Well, you know, it's a good way to just get people together and do develop camaraderie.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we tried to do when we moved down to Tampa. Is, you know, we tried to do an event every month somewhere.
And you guys were pretty successful, I think.
Yeah.
Almost forgot. What are you drinking? So typically we throw a drink together here too. And like I said, we're a bunch of dudes getting together, drinking a little bit. And you got a stogie. We'll start with our guest. Coops, what you got?
Just a little coffee.
There better be Kahlua or something in that.
I didn't say what kind of coffee.
Oh, all right, good.
Irish coffee.
Bailey's.
And Russ is making me want to go grab a cigar now.
Yeah, I got my
Help yourself.
humidor back there.
Yeah.
I may have to go get one. I'll do it after this. I need to be outside. Healy, what you got?
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, Jefferson's Reserve bourbon. Chris Callahan's friends actually turned me on to this. I had a Pittsburgh layover, and I was like, what should I do in Pittsburgh? I got 3 hours over. He's like, hit up my buddy. He doesn't work, and he loves to go out drinking all day. So, yeah,
smart.
it was. He introduced me to this, and on a bottom, I'm a fan.
I got still some Heaven's Door waiting for me, so I'm still killing that.
Nice.
I'm drinking Tito's and water because I accidentally drank all my Jameson last night.
He doesn't
I hate it
save
when that
it.
happens.
Doesn't save it. Like tonight is the night. No, he goes hard last night with the one William H. I don't know his middle name.
Esquire.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, that's his middle name, Esquire. Might even be his last name too. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, you were saying. Sorry, Fox. You were saying. You guys were successful in doing that.
Yeah, monthly parties, and we actually did a pretty good job of carrying on that tradition.
Yeah.
Until Lil Frankie decimated the squadron.
Let's not mince words. It's Frank Amadeo. Yeah, I know. If you say his name 3 times, your head explodes, or at least people people under the height of like 5 foot. Sorry, Dean. 5'6". Their heads explode.
No, Nate Diaz hates him more than anyone on earth. I think Nate would legitimately commit a felony if he had the opportunity.
No, I think Zach hates him most.
And
yeah,
He's got a budding career.
Those guys are everywhere, and they come and go. When we were at Selfridge, we had an OG who was an absolute tyrant.
Oh yeah, Chrome Dome.
Yeah, and the unmentionable one.
You can't even say his name.
You can't. I'd be
You
buying
can't.
drinks for days.
Yeah, go ahead, do
And
it.
and when we got down to Tampa, you know, it was like a breath of fresh air, a little bit of freedom, and you know, our goal was to work hard, but also to play hard. And you know, we did theme parties, we did get-togethers at different places, and part of it was just to get together. I mean, it wasn't always about the party; it was about getting together, telling stories, sharing war stories, helping each other.
Camaraderie and fellowship, man. That's
Speaking of war and theme parties, didn't you host a Japanese invasion party at the Diaz's?
Oh, wow. I believe it's referred to as Red Dawn. Ring any bells there?
No comment.
So wrong. No comment. Don't worry.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I think the stories have been way over embellished.
Well, I hope so. What good story isn't?
Right.
Especially amongst the guys.
It's a fish story, you know.
That story still lives on, just so you know.
Does it?
Mm.
In infamy.
That was one of one of many exploits. We'll just
Legendary.
leave it at
Oh yeah. Was that the same night you cannonballed naked into a hot tub?
that. The details of my life are quite inconsequential.
What I'm trying to do for our listeners and our viewers is give a character arc of this magnificent man we have in front of us. Like, what could he possibly have done to earn such great hair, A, and the fact that it's graying a little bit? Like, what does each strand of gray hair really mean?
Well,
Me and
there's
Tyler would
one
kill
that's-
for gray long hair.
I'm just happy I have hair. So
I wear
Yeah.
hats.
Yeah.
let me just say that I would have a really hard time running for political office in the future. So this airline thing is all I got.
Yeah. Speaking of which, is a great segue. You don't have to mention who you work for because we'll edit it out anyway. But how's it going for you?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I would like to complain, but I really have a hard time justifying complaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still employed. I'm still getting a paycheck. We did slow down international flying. I'm on a wide body, so this summer the flying was scarce. I'm on the Airbus 350, so
Nice.
it's all international. I'm based in Detroit, so this summer our flying dwindled down to almost nothing. But we started picking up a lot of military charters.
Oh, okay.
So
Very
this
good.
summer, I stayed on the board and picked up flights, and I was able to fly 2 or 3 trips a month.
Holy
not bad.
cow.
Yeah, you did better
That's
than me.
great.
through the whole
Yeah.
summer. The month of September, I didn't fly at all, of no fault of my own. And
Yeah, okay.
it's kind of a long story, but my Chinese visa expired. The Chinese
yeah.
embassies and consulates were shut down. So when I finally did send my passport in for a Chinese visa, which the company wanted me to do, it took them
Yeah.
a month to get it back to me. So
Ugh.
because I didn't have a passport, I couldn't do any trips.
Yeah, no doubt.
So basically, I got the whole month of September off with pay.
Wow.
And
That's
then,
crazy.
as you guys know, offered early retirement this summer, which I took a long, hard look at. I seriously
you?
considered.
Are you
Oh,
in
yeah.
are you in that window?
I qualified for it. I was in the window.
Wow.
So I could have done it. Financially, I could have done it. And
Yeah.
it kind of came down to, what do I want to do and how much money am I going to leave on the table by doing that?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
chose
but,
to stay, but ultimately I got displaced to the 330.
Ah.
The end of this month, I start training on the 330, and I got bumped out of Detroit to Minneapolis.
Oh.
So,
Ooh.
I could complain about getting bumped out of my base or getting bumped off my airplane, but, I still have a job and I'm still getting paid. So,
Sure. Well, so which begs the question, there was no offset, like anything that you could have done outside the job that was drawing you in that direction, besides obviously having fun and just enjoying retirement, but it gave you an opportunity to get a jump start on maybe even the third career, or
True.
the hobby thing or something. Was there
Yeah.
nothing out there that was big enough for that?
there's things that I'm looking at. I don't know if anybody remembers. I started off as a mechanic. I was a truck mechanic. I got my A&P. I went to school, got my A&P. So I worked on airplanes for a while. And I'm kind of wanting to get back into doing that. I'm actually considering building my own airplane.
Mm.
And
Ooh.
I'm looking for property on what I'd like is some property on a runway, like a fly-in community.
Mm.
If I could find a place like that with a hangar, I'd snatch that up. And that kind of influenced whether I wanted to stay or not. Because I could have taken the early buyout, which would have given me 3 years pay. And I have my military retirement.
Yeah.
I was able to.
And you got a full, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
I was able to do enough days, and I found a loophole in the regulations that allowed me to get a full 20-year retirement.
Of
Good
course
deal.
you did.
Great benefits. So,
Good deal.
So you're looking for a sky park down here in Florida or anywhere?
yeah, I would like to stay in Florida.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
okay.
if I could find a sky park, and it doesn't even have to be developed land, because I would go in and build my own on it if I could just find a lot.
I hear Travolta's selling it. I don't know. Yeah. Well, speaking of, since you're not running for office, you mentioned that.
Yeah, not yet.
Well, actually, Healy, you got any questions for a salty dog? That's going to be you in like, I don't know,
Yeah.
a week.
No, we just have something in common in that I should have been done with 330 school and done with OE and everything by now, but all Corona changed all that. So I've gotten displaced, but like him, I can't complain. I still got a job, I still got a paycheck, and I got 3.5 months without working a minute and never missed a paycheck. So it's hard for me to complain. I know come 1 November, our company's going to have a lot of people out on the street, most likely. And unless the government pulls their act together, which it sounds like it's not going to happen from everything.
Did you guys not do a TA or anything, or like try to amend the?
We've got one pending
contract?
right now, but it's only to save 220 jobs for 2 months. That's the only thing it guarantees.
Really?
It's some voluntary scheduling stuff in there. There's a lot of ambiguity in it. I'll be surprised if it passes. From talking to people, the last few trips I went on, people sound pretty negative about it.
And you had one. You guys voted down the first one, right? Is this the second rendition of that?
Yeah,
okay.
The first one was 15% across the board. That got voted down pretty. Yeah. The union voted it down. Yeah.
I will be surprised if this passes.
So will I.
I also, just in the last couple of days, I read something that our CEO said that he expects the company to be at the break-even point by the spring and start making money. So, and we still have a lot of money, that maybe it's earmarked, but we still got a lot of cash on hand to take us through a couple of years.
Well, then there should be no furloughs, you would think, but I don't know how those things work.
And and of course they're trying to get contract givebacks from us, and they're trying to squeeze as much as they can out.
Yeah, one of the ways they're going to get to breaking even is by furloughing people, I think.
Yeah, perhaps.
They've said quite numerous times they want the company to be smaller come next summer, significantly smaller. So, and CEOs say a lot of things to boost their investor confidence. They're playing a game just like anybody else. So nobody knows what's going to happen with coronavirus, the election, vaccines, nothing. Everyone's just gambling at this point.
You know what? I feel the same way. No one knows anything. Everybody's like, oh, I got it from so-and-so or this or that. I'm like, man, we just don't know. Try to live your life the best you can. Be healthy. Take care of each other. Let's take care of each other. Let's not be, shitty to each other and try to help be American, America. That's what America's about, coming together. Speaking of America and the fact that you, Tom Cooper, will never get elected.
He's the first guest that has come on the podcast raving about who he's voting for.
Politics. Yeah. So clearly you're voting for Biden. Here's the thing. I put a post out for those listening that Coops is going to be on the show. And, there was some mixed reviews based on politics, I think.
Yeah.
And I got a text message and a phone call here and there, and I just don't understand
that. I know it
why. Nah, you have no clue. No, and I just don't understand why. I didn't understand why. Because I'm not really on social media for the sake of looking at other people's page. I'm really not. I'm pretty illiterate, as I showed Tyler yesterday, by trying to do that said post. But I guess based on political views, they were like, do you know this Tom Cooper guy? I'm like, yeah, I've known him for quite some time now. We're talking double digits now. Well, he's, his page. I'm like, I don't know anything about it. He's not on the show for his politics. He's on the show because he's the Silver Fox. I don't understand. Like, where is this coming from? So I checked your page out.
Yeah.
And I still love you. Like, I don't understand. And here's the bottom line, and I'll back me up, Tyler, or not. I appreciate civil discourse. I appreciate people not agreeing with me, because that's the only way I learn. And I'm not saying that's you. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with your page or Tom or anything. So let that be said up front.
You know what? I welcome people to disagree with me. And if you want to change my mind, I'm more than willing to listen. If I'm wrong about something, please correct me.
All right, this is not Louder with Crowder. Don't bring this fucking guy into this, all right? Jeez, wrong podcast.
Yeah.
Hashtag Ben Shapiro, hashtag Louder with Crowder, hashtag Furlough Friday.
Well, I think to moderate this debate.
I think where we kind of wanted to go with this discussion in particular was, you know, the fact that somebody reached out to Brandon, and there was actually, and we won't go into this, but a comment made that if we have Tom on, there might be repercussions, and we can talk about this offline. And
I'm not gonna call it a thread. It was more repercussions.
That's unfortunate. You know?
So the fact that somebody was so upset about it to make that comment, it's kind of, and we were just talking about this before the podcast, that, you know, a microcosm of society where people might overreact to something like this just because they disagree with somebody's viewpoints. And in a few weeks, there's going to be an election, and somebody's going to win. And
who's up for grabs?
Half the country's going to be mad.
You're talking about the mayor, right?
The mayor. And it's like,
Student
I think civility is the one thing that needs to remain, because I don't know what's going to happen. You know, that there could be more civil unrest depending on how this plays out.
Yeah, I think no matter who wins, there's going to be,
no matter who wins. And I think we need to get back to, and for those, and when we talk about aviation lifestyle, let me make this point. We talk about aviation lifestyle. We talk about, that's what this is all about. That's what the Sky Pirates is all about. Furlough Friday is a piece of that. And it's not that it's a kumbaya thing, but this is honestly how we have to live. We fly 2 feet away from somebody that we may have to go down with. And when I say down, it's
down with or down on?
Down on.
That's right.
Your layovers are different than mine. Yeah.
I am international. Anyway, you know, you have to be able to have civil discourse. You have to be able to disagree with the guy next to you, come to terms, and still fly this plane with 300 people in it. You have to be able to militarily get the mission done, mission hack, even though you don't agree with the guy next to you. And I think in our world, as aircrew, we've come to terms with that, and we're good with it. Not only that, militarily, because I think all 4 of us are, militarily, I've always come to the adage that, you know, we defend this democracy. We don't necessarily practice all of it. You know, I love the fact, I fight for the fact for someone to disagree with me, and I welcome that. And that's the only way I learn. And if I'm going to have a discourse with somebody and disagree to the point where I can't safely get 300 people from A to B, or safely get, you know, on target, that problem is with me. Like I got to check myself. I really have to, as an American, I honestly think that's some American stuff. That's what we're made of. That's what we're all about. You know,
agree with that.
having to be able to have these conversations, these tough conversations, and still respect the other guy. That's American. Not this, what we're doing now. I just don't understand. And it's heartbreaking, really.
It is heartbreaking, 100%. And I couldn't agree with you more, VA. The one thing that my short airline career, not 5 years now, has taught me, you know, all my flying before has been military, and pretty much everybody has similar views on those kind of things. So long conversations crossing the ocean are pretty on the same page for the most part. But the airline industry, you get all kinds, and I consider myself a moderate, honestly. I'm like willing to listen to people, and this has kind of taught me, like, really how to, like, the art of conversation, how to change the subject gently, how to
kung
allow
fu,
people
baby.
to,
Verbal kung fu.
Yeah, just let people rant, and, you know, don't engage enough to keep them, like, calm down. Like, because some people, politics is their whole life right now. It's like really all they care about. And I gotta be honest with you, I just don't care that much. Like, I care about where the country's going. I care about who our leaders are. But, like, I don't want to get down the weeds on every little thing. It just doesn't interest me, you know? So I'm not going to get in a screaming match with some over politics, because at the end of the day, I'm just like, okay, I don't care. You know?
Yeah, it's well, Tom, I'll let you comment. I know I've been talking a lot, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Help me
Here's the
out.
thing. I've been flying a long time. That explains some of the gray hair, of course. I did 28 years in the military. I started with the airline 20 years ago. So I've spent many hours in the cockpit with a lot of different people. And typically what I try to do, unlike what I did today, is I try to hold off on the religion or politics talk until somebody else brings it up.
Sure.
And I don't have to
about 5 minutes
with your point. Yeah, I don't have to agree with somebody else's point of view, but I served in the military and I fought for the country to protect our freedoms and our rights to go out and express yourself. And everybody should be able to express themselves. Everybody should be able to believe what they want to believe, as long as you're not hurting other people. And if you don't like the way that things are in our country, you can vote, or you can move to another country. Go find one you like and move there.
Or do you one better? You can run for office.
Yeah, or
put yourself in position to make some change. And that's what, I do a lot of mentoring. So that's one of the things because you hear these young kids starting down this path only because they probably hear what their parents are saying, right?
Right.
And they're saying F this and F that, and this country that. I'm like, I hear you. I get it. Yeah. And you're not wrong. But here's where you'd be more right. Put yourself in a position to make policy, to make change. Become a lawyer, become a judge, become an activist, and not an activist that's just going to cheerlead.
On social media. Yeah.
On
people
social
who think
media.
activists on social media are making some kind of change. They're not doing anything.
Yeah, no, an activist that's actually going to Congress or lobbying and getting people together and making some change. Like, if you really want to make a difference.
Man, BA, I didn't think
like
you were
that.
going to use Sky Pirates to announce your candidacy for governor of Florida. That's
you kidding
really
me?
proud of you, man.
Based on the 16 Furlough Fridays alone, I won't get the nod. I assure you. Let alone the litany of hell. My hats won't. They'll probably find something wrong with my hat collection.
I don't trust a man with that many hats. Not good enough for office. Not a good guy. Don't like him. Yeah.
No. So, but I feel you. I don't know. But you know what? It's a good point that you bring up, though. I mean, it takes, like, even on a lower level like us, the community leaders, that kind of help folks, regardless of what their ideologies are, help them, find a voice for themselves and be able to articulate. Because I think that's what it is too. A lot of people don't know how to articulate their position, so they just get pissed off and want to break stuff.
Well, and violence isn't always the answer. That should be the last recourse.
You know what? And here's the thing about violence. Here's the thing. This is Brandon. Violence is the gold standard, right? Violence is the last resort, like you mentioned, Fox. Violence is, let's face it, wars happen, right? Wars on different levels. But so much comes before that. But is it the gold standard? It is. That being said, I understand why violence ends up being where people go. I get it. I'm not saying it's right, but I get it. But it should be such a last resort. There's so many different things, so many different levels before that. That's my soapbox, and I'm getting off it before I fall off because of this.
I think politics now in this country has become, ultrasized on both. That's our word. Became extreme on both sides because
I like it, though.
It's the new football team. You're on one side or the other, and you want your team to win no matter what. And I found the people who are the most passionate and the most ill-informed about the way government works, like, they're the ones that are so fired up about president or maybe even a congressman, but they don't even know who they voted for their city council, for their mayor, for their, you name it, school board. They have kids in school. They don't know who's on the board of education. Those are the things that are affecting your life day to day, affecting your children's lives day to day. That's actually going to have, like, the most, Trump gets elected, Biden gets elected, my taxes might go up. We might start another war. I mean, at this point, you can't. I mean, we kind of can't start anymore right now. I've lost can't track how many wars I've been in. But I mean, day to day, my life's could be the same. But like, you know, a mayor can make a real difference in my day to day. Like, and that's the kind of stuff that really surprises me when people are like super fired about politics and they want to get very aggressive about it. And I'll just ask them, be like, who's your governor? Do you even know his name? Like, they have no idea. Do you understand how a bill becomes a law? Do you understand, like, you could have voted on that ordinance in your city and fixed something that you're upset about? Like, they don't know the slightest thing about how civics work, but they consider themselves a political expert because they watch CNN or at Fox News or MSNBC all day long.
Has Tyler told you that you're my favorite recurring guest?
And
Has he told
the
you
reason
that?
why? No, he hasn't.
Because of great insight like that. He hasn't told you that. Well, I just did. So there you have it. That's why you've been on here so many damn times. And you smoke cigars, so that's another reason. Salute to you.
I managed not to curse too much on
but
here.
You hit the nail on the head. Well, you hit the nail on the head too, and that goes back again to that education piece and that articulation, being able to speak on this stuff, man. Like, yeah, who's your mayor? Like, really? Do you even know what district you're in? You know,
it infuriates me.
So,
it infuriates me.
Yeah, it makes me giggle.
I try to keep it lighthearted and funny, but like, you know, it's hard to stay lighthearted about it. You see like legitimate violence in the streets. That guy just got shot at a protest the other day. I mean, like, people are pulling guns out on people instead of having like conversations about it. It just, I don't think this is what
that part's mind-boggling. That's mind-boggling.
Yeah. Well, the concept of democracy is compromise. Like, that's what this country was founded on, compromise. And I mean, there's no compromise anymore. It's who's got the charge in the Senate, and that's what wins. Nobody compromises on anything.
You know, the beauty too. There's a beauty in such diversity we have, and even within that diversity, we're all allowed to have a voice. And I think we forget the beauty in that. We lost Tom. That happens. But
I was fixing it. He's working on it.
He's working on it. I just don't get how we lose sight of that. Like, you go to other countries, you can't have a voice. You can't have a voice based on your gender, based on your religious belief, based on your skin color. Yet here, despite any and all of that, you have a voice. Use it.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk, man.
I mean,
the booze is starting to get to me.
People protest. I mean, you see people protesting in the street carrying signs saying, you know, overthrow the government, or this politician is Hitler, yada, yada, yada. Just realize that if you did that in Russia, you would go away and no one would ever know where you went. And that's real. I mean, that shit still happens in a lot of countries. Good luck trying to speak out against the government in China. Like, they got concentration camps there still, like legit concentration camps. And we're talking about,
hell, you do it in Canada and look what you got.
Yeah.
Toronto Raptors. Ugh, never mind. Mm-hmm. But even in Canada, you don't have the freedom of speech like we do here. So
not at all.
It's interesting times, I will say. And again, I know people are going to listen to this and be like, these clowns got political. I knew it. This will be the first and last time we probably go this deep, only because in 3 weeks there's going to be something, and we may not even record another.
We'll be talking about the riots in the streets at that point.
I know. So, we got him back. There he is.
Yeah, he made it.
Sorry about that, guys.
Apparently, died on you.
Apparently, I'm being censored because of my political commentary.
I knew you're just.
Are you serious?
Trying to shut you down.
I knew it. I knew it was you. That guy was right.
I completely lost power in my entire house.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's part of it. That's what you get for opening your mouth.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Fucking Hillary.
What happened?
You tapped into Tico. Sounds like
damn, you hear alarms and shit going. Are you okay,
dude?
man? Do we need to call anybody? Or is everything
You're in Tampa, right? You have thunderstorms? You don't have anything out here.
There's no thunderstorms here.
Tom's
there's
just
a
didn't
storm.
pay his.
There's
He
a
just didn't
storm
pay his
coming,
electric
baby.
bill.
Yeah. There's a political storm. That's about it.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I knew going from the 350 to 330 was a pay cut, but come on, man, you need help with the bills?
We'll
Can you
link
send
the
me some cash for
GoFundMe account in
electricity?
the show notes.
Jeez. You know, I am happy. Here's the thing. I know, and I'm probably going to get a lot of slack from this. Hopefully nobody from where I work is listening. I'm happy that we approve something that helps people. Regardless of how people, voted on this amendment to our contract, it helped people, I think, and hopefully that lands the way it should have. Regardless of how you vote, and I'm not going to tell you how I voted.
What's the fallout to you individually?
It equates to roughly a 40% cut in pay. No, let me think. I'd have to. It's not a 1-for-1, right? So, they didn't cut the pay scale. They cut our guaranteed monthly hours, right?
Right.
So, but with that, they also cut how many days you're able to work too, right? So, ideally you have opportunity to go do something else. I hope people do. And again, I'm not advocating, yes, it was great, or no, it was horrible. I'm just saying people are going to be helped. And I think that's kind of cool. People are going to suffer, like myself. I was nowhere near getting furloughed, but I'm going to take a hit. That's not cool.
Yeah, that's not chump change we're talking about.
It's
no
not
money. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, I'm a wide body guy, like the Silver Fox. So, it's not chump change. It's not cool. But okay, that was the ruling. The brother and sisterhood said, this is the way we're gonna go, and I salute smartly and say, okay, let's roll and move on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, you really don't have a say in the matter. You make one vote.
Well, I had a vote.
Right, one vote. Right. But once the vote's done, you gotta show up at work. That's all you can do.
Yeah, show up and try to do the best job you can and be positive. Hopefully, it won't last.
Yeah, I'm hopeful in that regard. I think we should transition to ghost stories. Tom's over there.
I have no idea what's happening with Tom right now. I'm a little scared. Oh, he's
got
doing
a
Well,
still
allow
here,
me.
guys.
Excuse me while I go.
All right, here we go.
There we go. All
I was
right.
trying to get some lighting.
Perfect.
I was on an important mission. So my house is
It is
completely
important.
dark. But the good news is,
Killer grab bag.
I was able to get some emergency lighting and a cigar to calm my nerves.
Good.
So all is good now.
I forgot I snagged a grab bag from my local cigar joint.
Are you smoking a cigar too?
I have a few of them that I get from my.
All right.
I forgot I grabbed this. I got a Davidoff.
BRB.
FSG.
I'm almost done, so I might go get a second one here in a minute. This could turn into Cigar Wednesdays instead of Furlough Fridays.
Well, so we were. You know what? You may have just created something there, Russ, and you might be the ambassador to such claim, because we were thinking of something better than Whiskey Wednesdays or something like that. We need to do something else that still says who we are, that's not biting off everybody else. I like the cigar idea.
All right, well, let's talk about our cigars you're smoking. I got a nub. If you guys ever had nubs, they're like half-size cigars, but they're packed tighter.
It's like a torpedo or no?
No, I wish I had a full one here in front of me, but it's literally like the half size of take a Churchill cut in half, so it's thick but short, but it's packed tighter and it burns about the same amount of time, maybe a little less, but really flavorful, and I love them. They're my go-to now. Those and Olivia's are all I've been smoking lately.
So I kind of do it based on time too. So how long does it take you to smoke?
I lit this like 10 minutes before we started. How long are we in now? It's almost done. 40 minutes. So call it that's got 45 minute cigar probably. How about you, Tom? What do you got?
A half.
Mine is it's a sweet tip Maduro from Long Ash Cigars in Ybor.
Nice.
All right, nice.
Are you smoking a Tampa? You know what I just pulled up? So mine's our internet connection is unstable. I have a Davidoff Tampa's FSG.
All right.
Nice.
That's what we'll do tonight.
Oh,
Very nice.
speaking of coronavirus casualties, that Davidoff store in Tampa, I think, closed shop.
Did they really? I
The
didn't
one
know
on
that.
Boy Scout. Yeah, I love that
Get
spot.
outta
I used
here.
to I used to live like down the street from there. They had a great Scotch and bourbon selection, and
Yeah,
uh,
that place
man,
was huge. I'm
it
really
was
surprised.
enormous. Well, I mean, can't imagine how long they were closed. That kind of rent. I mean, that place was huge. It was like
Yeah.
a warehouse. You know.
Oh man.
I can't confirm that. I just heard that. I haven't done drive-by, so maybe I'll stop in next time down by the airport.
I mean, given Tampa's history, the fact that any cigar joint shuts down is a travesty, given the history of the country
Yeah.
in that region and what happened there.
Yeah.
What do you
I
got?
agree.
What do you got, Vanilla Gorilla? What do you got?
I don't really know. It was an assorted box from my birthday, actually. So who knows how good this is going to be.
That's
Oh
gotta
yeah, who
be
brought those
dry.
down? Was that
Papa Bird. I think
Papa
Papa
Bird,
Bird brought them.
Oh man.
yeah. Cheers to
Hashtag
Papa Bird on the mend.
On the mend.
Yeah. Cheers
Papa
indeed.
Bird on the mend to him.
Hopefully
Salud.
he's cheering with water, but yeah.
Hey, where was our conversation going before the power went out?
We were talking about some kumbaya stuff, I think.
I think we're talking about like backup plans or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Contingencies to what
Side
we're doing.
gigs.
Side gig.
I kind of mentioned that I was trying to get back into airplane maintenance and maybe small airplane flying. I just want to throw this out there for anybody who's either on the close to being furloughed or you're going to be furloughed. I don't know. Some of you may know. I was a Northwest guy, so I was furloughed for 5 years. And when I first got furloughed, we thought we were going to be out a year, maybe two. And I went on orders for a couple of years, and that money dried up. And then I took a technician position for a couple of years. And in hindsight, the military was a good thing for me because I was able to, pay my bills, take care of my family, and keep flying airplanes. And so when I came back, I was somewhat current, even if it was on a different airplane, and I was able to, take care of things while I was out. So if you're looking at a furlough, the flying jobs are going to be few and far between, but they will be out there.
Yeah. And I'm actually going to try to interview a guy that's here. He's a straight civilian guy, and he kind of did what Tyler did and just kind of foregone a couple opportunities to fly for the bigs. And now he does, and it turned out during this time to be a dream come true, a godsend actually. He's a broker. He does, brokers aircraft. He also has a business appraisals. So aircraft appraisal, everything's in aviation. So he does aircraft appraisals, which apparently I didn't know was big business, and it doesn't take much. And I know we're stepping on Tyler's toes with some opportunity hour stuff, but we'll get some of these guys in here to talk about it and give a little bit more insight on some alternatives because we don't know how long this is going to last. He also does, he does contract flying work for Gulfstream. He specializes in Gulfstream 550 and below. Because I guess 600s, it's a whole different pay scale type of thing. But he's telling me,
Type rating.
Type rating. It's a different type. It's a heavier plane, bigger plane. But he's saying, he's pulling in 2 G's a day, like as contract work.
I've flown with some captains who do contract gigs on the side, airplane delivery, checkouts, inspection rides, stuff like that. Yeah, there's money there for sure.
I couldn't believe it. Like he told me he had a 5-day trip where the 5 days was they flew him out. He had to be there ahead of time. So he lives here in Florida. He went to LA. They flew him out to LA. That's cha-ching. That was it. Just flying him out because he worked that day. He gets the 2 G's, right? He flies down to Cabo from LA, which is, I guess, a 2-hour flight. Cha-ching. He sits in Cabo, all expense paid, while the family does their thing for 2 days or 3 days, 2 days, flies him back, has to stay the night another night, which goes to another day, and he comes back. And so he got paid $2,000 each day. So, I mean, I know that it's like, that's the Elysian Fields, but I mean, it's out there. There's stuff out there. So,
Yeah, this captain I flew with, he was specializing in finding vintage airplanes in far off places. They would fly him down. So he did like South America, Africa, China, places like where, the average person would bristle to go just to look at an airplane. But these are very wealthy people and go, I want to look at this old airplane, go check it out. If everything's right, make an offer, do the negotiating for me, and then fly it back. So like he did everything from, fly a vintage Cub across the entire continent or some small twin from like the bottom of South America all the way up. I mean, that's a very specific skill set, because he had some great stories. It's like, I'm flying over the Amazon and in a light twin, there's no diverts anywhere, and it's the middle of the night, and no one's talking to me, and this airplane's making noises on, it's terrifying kind of stories. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't remember all of it, but still, it was just like, it's like, they better be paying you good for that stuff, man. He's like, oh, they are.
Yeah. There's stuff out there, man.
Yeah.
To your credit, Tom, that's a good point. So, I'm glad you have that thought process, and we do too, because we're trying to see what other people can get into. I mean, and appraisals, I didn't even think about that. He's telling me it's like a 3-day course. Granted, you got to create a body of work, but I mean, you get your name out there, you get underneath somebody for a year, and now you have that as a side gig. They get paid anywhere from $500 to and on up to, depending on what you're appraising.
Right.
And you get in with a bank. Huh.
But it was nice. It was nice to have something to lean back on and not have to, and be able to keep flying. Keep my hands in it. Because we had guys that they went to be pharmaceutical reps, or they took jobs as engineers and doing non-flying things. And I guess the biggest lesson learned for me was, what I expected to be short term, a year and a half, turned into over 5 years. So, I guess maybe plan long term and hope for short term would be my best advice to people.
We had Wags on last week.
Wags back.
Yeah, see,
not Wags Pack, Wagner.
Oh,
yeah, he was
sorry.
See, he was another one. He
Say.
took a job as an engineer.
Yep.
But he was able to stay in the reserves and fly part-time.
Yep. So,
he was one of those guys, and he was pretty successful with that job. But depending on, if some people are like me, I'm a pilot. I want to fly. I don't really want to do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do other things to support my flying habit if I have to. But and I know I won't do this forever, but for as long as I can, I want to fly airplanes.
And then be a pirate on the side.
Yeah, and do that part-time. So if there's anybody out there that wants to get on a Gasparilla crew, reach out and give me a shout.
Ooh, Tom, I actually might hit you up on that because my wife was in a crew a couple years ago, and it disintegrated. And she's been debating trying to get into one. I was like, I'll join it with you maybe. But we had discussed. Tyler remembers this. There was a discussion about a 63rd Gasparilla pirate crew.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of responsibility and paperwork involved with that, and we are not really known for diligence in those kind of matters. But man, if we had some motivated people, that could be
that would have been amazing. That would have been awesome.
Would have been incredible.
Now we do a Sky Pirates Gasparilla float.
Exactly.
Wait, you guys are going to
do it.
You going to do a float?
Oh.
I say we try to get in there. We got to take somebody's position. I mean, it's so hard to get a float in Gasparilla. It's nuts.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to take over. So there's got to be a way.
It's $100,000 to build a float, right? Minimum.
Oh, at least
just to build the float.
And
well, whose crew are you on, Tom?
There's a lot more going into it than just building a float and submitting it.
Yeah.
the crew I'm on is Sir Henry Morgan, and we're actually doing membership applications now. So if anybody's interested, reach out.
Here's the thing, Tom. Shame on you. Shame
What?
on you, Fox. You should be endorsing a Sky Pirate float. You should be, if anything, you should be the spokesperson for a Sky Pirate float. I don't understand. You're an aviator. You're a Sky Pirate to the core. Let's face it. You were one of the originals that made us think it was possible. And carried on torches and stuff. Like, we need a float. So here's the thing. You need to show us how to do this so we can do it, and we'll do it in your honor. You'll have a bust or something. We'll put your face on it or some shit. I don't know.
What's a membership look like in terms of fiscal and sweat equity on an annual basis?
Good question.
I'm going to grab a scarf right back.
There's actually a lot that goes into it. I've been on our crew board this year and last year. So, once you, of course, it takes some capital to get a float built. And then once you build it, you have to have a place to store it.
Yeah.
We found a place to store it, but we have to pay for that.
Sure.
You have to pay for every parade. There's an entry fee for every parade. And, we charge a membership fee per member, and that pays for most of our expenses, but it's like running a small business. It really is.
Of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Is there like without getting specific on your guys, obviously, but is there like an average budget for something like that?
Could you think? I think every crew is different because, some crews are more elaborate than others.
Yeah.
I'm only familiar with our crew and what our crew does. If anybody's interested, you contact me offline. I'll give you more specifics.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Something to think about. I have not seen a float out there that's shaped like an airplane or has anything to do with aircraft. So I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that might be something to definitely look forward to.
And here's the thing. What better mascot or spokesperson or whatever than a Cuban pirate?
Absolutely. I agree.
It's me. I'm the Cuban pirate. I was just, all right. Well, okay. That didn't land.
I like it.
Appreciate the insight. That's thanks, brother. All right. I'm overserved. Let's get another one.
No such thing. Yeah, I had to light up another stogie. I felt left out.
Don't be. Am I the only one smoking inside? Oh, no, Tyler.
You're selling that house soon anyway. You don't have anybody yelling at you.
At me. Yep.
I do.
Well, you tell her to go get you a beer. Or him, whatever.
So,
not that there's anything wrong with that.
So what else we want to talk about today?
I don't know. You're the special guest, man. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I know a lot about being furloughed. I know a lot about getting passed over for promotion and then eventually getting promoted anyway.
So do I.
If I get promoted,
I took a page out of that book.
Yep, me too.
So that's right. We learn from the best, man.
Right. Right.
I love it. What does passed over mean anymore? Like, what are we really even doing it for? I mean, we've been in war since anybody that got in around the three of us, not you, Fox, but hell, around circa 01, 2, 3, 4, whatever. I mean, we're
in war our whole careers.
Our whole career has just been riddled with, isn't this enough? Haven't I done enough? Haven't I sacrificed enough? Like, promote me. Already.
Yeah, no, it never ends. I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but Tyler knows I am going on another deployment in the winter.
Get out.
Another one.
Where to?
18, undisclosed location in the Middle East that you've been to 1,000 times, that we've all been to 1,000 times. I think it's my, no kidding, I think it's my 14th deployment. I don't have a choice. I got 2 more years to retirement. What am I going to say? No. You
Yeah.
know,
Actually-
and right
Actually,
now, it's pretty
I've
good
only
money.
been to that location one time, and it was for 6 hours, and then I left.
Mm,
We,
Yeah,
we
you're
did
a
a tail
patriot,
squat.
man.
just enough to get tax free, right?
Yep.
You're a
And,
patriot.
And you know,
I
that was
appreciate it.
back in the day. That was back in the day when the reserves didn't really do bad deployments.
oh, that was
Yeah.
the deal I was sold when I joined the reserve.
Yeah, exactly. I had a little glimpse of that. I had a little bit of that, and then which was amazing with you guys. I was like, oh, this is, and in the guard, I was in the guard. Even my active duty time, I was like, man, this is all right. Okay, I get it. Let's, and then the hammer, man, just came down on us.
Yeah, you know, it used to be that way. When I first got in '99, when I went from active duty to the reserves, you know, my perception was the reserves was the shit, because you took all of the great things, the good things about flying, the people, the camaraderie, the flying airplanes, and you left behind all the crap, all the politics and paperwork and the BS,
Yeah.
because you had people that took care of that for you.
Yep.
And, you know, and by the time I finally retired in 2011, it was turning into part-time active duty.
Yeah, they definitely took, well, and I think it goes back to, we ended up being a good majority of the fighting force, the Guard Reserve component. And I
Right.
mean everybody, like the Navy, the Army, the Air Force. The Guard Reserve component kind of took over a large portion of it, and had to get that active duty stink on them. I guess that's what they're telling me. They had to do it. I don't understand it, because we were doing it just fine, if not better, before. And I was on the transition side. 2011 is when you retired?
Yeah, October 2011.
Holy cow, it's been that long.
Yeah.
It's like yesterday. I cried
We
a
started
little.
3 wars since then.
At least 3.
Yeah.
At least 3. Yeah, I don't know. We used to do it right, man. And we lost something there. And
You know,
we can't get it back.
when we moved down to Tampa, our goal, I don't know if you remember, but our goal was to turn it back into a reserve unit. You know, go out and work, fly the missions, get the job done, but have some fun, have the camaraderie. And we were actually, I thought we were on a good path to that for a while. And then, you know, certain people rolled in and just kind of derailed the whole thing. And it's unfortunate.
You can name names if you want. If it makes you feel better too. We'll edit them. If we don't agree, we'll edit them out. If we do, we'll leave it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We had some people that just, and you know what? And this is what's sad. And I'm sure we're not the only unit. They did it for selfish reasons. That's what kind of got me. That's what bit me, is that we got a family here, and they did it to climb a ladder and then just leave, like active duty. And I was like, man, what about the folks that are wanting to stay here? We have a family of guys and girls that are trying to create something here, and you guys are shitting on it.
As you know, there were outsiders that came in, they punched their ticket, and you know, they weren't planning on staying the day they got here. They were punching a ticket to move on. Yeah. And they did, and you know, they took care of it.
I hate to even use the term outsiders, because at one point, I don't know, maybe it was my naivete. I thought that, they come to unit because they want to be here. So you welcome them. I guess that's what I mean. You welcome them with open arms. Like, you don't want them to feel like outsiders. So you give up a piece of yourself, and then for them to turn around and wipe their feet on it. That's what I think really hurt, really killed the whole camaraderie of it.
Boy.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate.
I'm retired now. It doesn't matter. I'm out. Mazel tov.
I'm virtually retired now. I have senioritis.
How long ago did you retire?
So I couldn't take it anymore. I saw myself getting dark.
Deployed.
Yeah, I'm not talking about race. I saw myself being like mean to people, and more so than like jocularity, right? I meant some of that stuff, right? So I was like, okay, it's time for me to go. So I ended up doing a 3 years ago, I did the liaison officer, ALO, the Academy Liaison Officer. So I did that for a few years and then retired just August this year.
Okay. Congratulations.
Wow. Thanks, brother. I didn't have a party, so you didn't miss anything. We will, though, I think. So we're going to have Kenny on next week.
Okay.
And we had him on a couple weeks ago. And I know you haven't touched base with him, even though you guys live probably, I don't know, 10 miles from each other.
We live like 5 miles from each other.
Okay, that's even worse.
Pretty close.
There's no excuse. Have you seen this guy's boat?
I've seen pictures of it. I actually ran into
gorgeous.
him in the airport. I was jump seating on Southwest.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Did he let you fly?
Yeah, he actually let me on. So
Oh, that's good.
I don't know if I'm the one, if I've rubbed him the wrong way or not, but he let me on his airplane.
Nah, Brian, it's hard to rub him the wrong way. If anything, he's usually insulting other people.
Yeah.
But no, he has this boat and he offered it up, and I think I may have to do a posthumous, is that the right way? Posthumous retirement party because it happened after.
Yeah, we should do that.
Death.
I'll
Maybe.
expect an invite.
You just
combine it with Tyler's early next year. Combine it with his.
When is? You know what, Tyler? I think we need to have it's going to be a retirement / pro flight release.
Non-sanctioned.
I hope not. Who wants anything sanctioned? You kidding me? We don't want government money in there.
Liability. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, his boat's stupid. I don't even want to. I want to drive it just like a little bit, just to say I did it, and with a picture, so I can post it on Instagram and say it's mine.
There you go.
That's what they do anyway. That's what the kids are doing.
Yep.
His boat's insane. What is it? 40 feet? Cigar boat?
I don't remember, but I know if we're not exact, he'll get pissed about it. So
I don't know
measuring
how long it is, but I think he might be overcompensating.
Well, that's the name of it. I don't know how long it is either, but I know how thick it is, and it's ridiculous. Definitely. I mean, thick. I mean, my expensive. That's what I meant. You got that right. I don't. Anyway. Yeah, I'm deep, man.
yeah, keep.
Anyway, so
all
right, we're over an hour now, guys. So I don't want to hold anybody. Tyler, I know he likes a stickler about time, but he also likes a good time. So if anybody needs to hop off, now would be the time, and then we'll talk about you.
Yeah, I'm all right for a little while longer, but much later I'll start to hear it from the working member of my family who has to wake up early, who's already giving me side eye occasionally.
Is she out there with you?
No, but she's let it be known.
Can she hopefully not hear us?
Unfortunately, no. My setup out here is right next to the bedroom, but it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Well, yeah, we'll let you go then. I know that's important.
Well, I got a little time, but
wait,
whatever you guys want to do.
Your wife's the redhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those.
You don't want to make them mad. You don't want to make them mad.
Want to make them upset.
Yeah.
Like you don't even want them to be miffed.
No, and I've told everybody, if I die under mysterious circumstances, I need an autopsy.
Check the redhead.
Yep. Check the house.
Check underneath the.
Yep. Look in my ankles for depleted uranium tablets that she hit me with an umbrella or something. Like you need
check
to
underneath her nail beds.
Yeah, look for everything. There's something in there.
There's DNA somewhere on this woman.
That's why I got a
signs
very
of a struggle
conversation about life insurance. You don't want too much, just the right amount. It's a long, detailed analysis on the right amount of life insurance.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
At least, and then you still lowball her and let her know, take about 50% off. That's what she's actually going to get. Tell her that's what she's going to get, even though it's more.
Right. Yeah, and if there's any mysterious circumstances, it goes to the dog.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Just so she has to keep the dog up and running. That's a good ploy.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite reoccurring character.
Let's
again. We lost him to the darkness. What happened?
He's telling ghost stories.
He went to go vote.
Oh man,
He's looking for his
There he is.
I'm back. I had to get a refill. Sorry.
Oh, nice.
If we're gonna go long, I paced myself for 1 hour. So.
Yeah, and I did not actually.
Neither.
I just went hard in the paint.
The good news is I still got 30 minutes of cigar left.
Nice.
At the very least. Absolutely. So what else, man? What's ailing us? What's good stuff's going on in your life, Fox? Like, I mean, you got any girlfriends? I mean, can we get personal a little bit? Yeah, we gotta get a little.
You can ask.
That's hey, what I say from last week. Wagner rule number 1: admit nothing, deny everything, and make counter accusations.
Lie, deny, counter accuse. Yep.
That is in practice right now.
Let me
That's
just
the,
say that
the real honor code.
right now, I'm not keeping anybody up, and nobody's gonna gripe at me for smoking in the house if I want to. So
Wow, a man amongst men.
Tyler, who's going to yell at you? Bella?
Bella's barking.
She
Bella,
looks
look at
pretty
Bella.
pissed.
Bella's chilling. She heard her name. She's like, "What? What, dude?"
I will say that I am accepting applications and interviewing for my future ex-wife.
Wonderful. So you're officially completely down in Florida now.
Yeah.
Right. You sold your house up there.
Yeah.
In the crash pad.
Yes and no. So here's my situation. I sold my house in Michigan. I bought a house here in Tampa. This was 3 years ago.
Okay.
So I moved down here 3 years ago, but I still owned a boat on the lake in Michigan. And what I would do is I would bid, during the summertime, I would bid a line. I would stay on my boat in Michigan most of the summer. And in the wintertime, I'd bid reserve. And on the wide body, I could bid reserve, sit at home most of the month and not work. So in the slow months, I'd bid reserve, stay here in Tampa, play golf. I'm in a boat club here, so I'd go out boating or, enjoy the Florida weather. And then summertime, I'd hang out on the lake in Michigan. All my kids still live up there, so I'd go visit them and hang out with the grandkids. So that was kind of the lifestyle I built. And then this summer, when the wheels started coming off, I got bumped to the 330 in Minneapolis. So, I called up a friend of mine I know that lives in Minneapolis and said, "Hey, I need a crash pad there." And I sold my boat because I was about ready to upgrade to a bigger one anyway. And
someone's got Kenny envy.
Yeah, as soon as I saw his boat, I'm like, I got to go bigger.
That's what it's affectionately known as now, Kenny envy.
Okay. Perfect.
Good problem to have.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I don't know if I'm going to stay in Minneapolis. I'm going to stay on the 330 for a little while, I think. Oh, all the lights came back on.
Let there be light.
What just happened? Did you pay your bill while you were offline?
That's where
did you do that shit? Like, I've been there, dude. You're with a chick and the lights go out and you're like, no. What happened is, you pay that shit real quick.
It took a few minutes for the payment to go through, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got to get a guy out there. It's just a hassle.
Yeah. So anyway, I haven't decided whether I'm going to stay in Mini. I think I'll stay on the 330 for a while, just because I'll have better seniority.
Seniority, yeah. Seniority is everything. But you're definitely going to stay in Florida?
I'm going to stay. Yeah. I'll probably always have a place in Florida, even if I get a place somewhere else, just because I enjoy the winters down here.
Dope. Yeah.
That's how I am too. Yeah. I'm eventually going to move to a base, but I'm always going to keep a place in Florida. Preferably like a seasonal rental that I can rent out when I'm not there. And then when I'm there, it'll be mine.
Yeah.
That's kind of the dream. That was the pre-COVID dream that kind of got put on hold, not on stop, just on hold. That'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
Well, we're only about 3 weeks away from that beautiful Florida weather we keep dreaming of. We had a taste of it last week.
The last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's back.
The nice thing about this time of year, 2 days ago I was out on the boat. Yesterday I had the motorcycle out. And today I had the convertible. I was out running errands. I had the top down.
Oh, was it
good time of year?
Was it your sister's car or?
No, it's mine.
Unless it's a Ferrari, no man should be seen with a convertible.
Ooh.
Stop. Unless it's a Jeep.
Is it BMW? Pass for a BMW.
Wait, which series?
It's a 3 Series.
Ooh, yeah. My sister has one. What were you saying, Healy?
So I'm going to disagree with you. If it's Italian, it can be convertible, or if it is a
That's what I
supercar,
said.
it can be convertible.
I said
I
Ferrari.
don't know, but American supercars or vintage, you can have like a '69 Mustang convertible. I'll deal with that.
Okay.
I like old muscle car convertibles, but I'm with you. I'm not a convertible guy, but I don't like my hair getting messed up.
See, that's the difference. He's got hair, and we don't. That dictates whether or not you like convertibles or not. Oh, damn it! I just realized that. Okay, there's the litmus test.
I still have the old muscle car. It's not a convertible though.
You had something great back in the day, didn't you?
I still do have it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What do you got?
in Florida?
I'm a big car guy. What do you got?
69 Z28.
Dude,
Nice.
it's insane.
Nice.
Is it here in Florida?
Yeah.
No.
It's in my garage.
Okay. Well, I'll be making that hour drive. And,
Does it have the racing stripes?
Yeah, it's dark blue with white stripes.
dude, it's
Beautiful.
badass.
Beautiful.
No, you haven't.
396?
It's got a 350.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Very nice.
So I don't know if you remember the story of that car, BA, but I bought that car when I was a junior in high school.
Wow.
And,
Oh yeah, I remember you. Well, I don't remember that, but I remember you had it for a while. Like it was like
Yeah.
you've had it since you were younger. I don't know that.
Yeah, I've had it longer than my kids.
So you bought it brand new?
No, I bought it. It was just a shell.
No, he's
It's a
being a
body.
dick. Don't listen to him.
I'm old, but I'm not quite that old.
Okay.
I got a Gen 1 Corvette I bought when it first came out.
I got the first Corvette. I got the
That's-
Corvette.
Anyway, that Camaro is the one thing that stayed with me all these years.
Amazing.
awesome.
And
That's awesome.
Never cheated on you. Never lied to you.
yeah,
Like never. It was honest.
you know,
Hey,
and
I'm not gonna
she's-
make it today.
she's a beautiful lady, and she doesn't get upset when I go take the other ones out for a ride.
Yeah, she understands. She gets it. Sometimes you need to, venture. I don't know what that means either. No, it's a badass car though.
It
Oh,
is a
good. I'm glad
badass
you
car.
still have that. That's cool.
Yeah,
You didn't drive it out. You did the auto train
yeah. I put it on a carrier when I brought it down.
carrier. Awesome. Damn. See, I need cool stuff like that. I just bought a motorcycle, so I'm gonna ride the motorcycle out there. I just got a Street Glide special, so I'll bring that
Nice.
out for a ride.
Well,
We'll do
I think since I've seen you last, I bought a 2010 Fat Boy.
Did you?
Yeah.
Very nice. Also,
So I have that and the Camaro in my garage. And
Jeez, you don't have room for anybody else. I love it. That's the way it should be. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I mean, congratulations to people. I love
Well.
Tyler. Anyway, I'm overserved, so I'm gonna go. Tom, it's been a pleasure, and I appreciate
Absolutely.
you being on. I appreciate you who you are, and hopefully this won't be the last time you're on the show.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks,
gents.
guys.
Yeah,
Cheers,
appreciate
guys.
it. Healy
Thanks a lot. Always
Furlough
a
Friday
pleasure.
16 in the books.
in the books, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Be blessed, or whatever it is you believe in. Dungeons and Dragons, Healy, and
Hail Satan.
Ah.
and take care, guys.